presented by RE/MAX Diamond Realty.
Last week was part 1. Today is part 2. And Hafide, welcome back to House to Home, everybody. Liz and Gina from RE/MAX Diamond Realty Guam are here. Ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're super, super excited. We were using me as your guinea pig.
Yes.
So I was saying, and of course, because I'm a moron, I was like, why don't I just go out to the bank, get a $400,000 loan, and just sit on that money, hopefully have it raise some interest. And you were like, no, it doesn't work that way.
Yes.
That's where the competition and that's where the market effects actually come in, because
Exactly.
I'm also bidding for a house with other people.
That's right. And it doesn't work that way because the bank won't just give you money if there isn't any collateral behind that. That's the reason it doesn't work that way.
Banks are nice, but they're not stupid.
They're not stupid.
Yeah.
They want to have something behind it. They want you to put your name on it, and they want you to put the house on it. So that's why they won't give you the loan until after you've secured a contract with a seller.
Right.
After you've already closed on the deals when they give you the money. So when you close on the deal, you're getting the title. And they won't even close on that deal until they've hired an independent appraiser to go look at the property and say, you know what? Yeah, it's worth it. Go ahead and give them the money. That's how it works.
Okay, you know how much risk terrifies me to the bone, but I'm liking the facts that we're now saying. And, if this is the way the game is played, I'm totally okay with that. But, Liz, another fact is I've never owned a home before. So at age 45, is there anything that I can benefit from as far as, like, first-time home buyer benefits?
Well, there are different loan types out there. You can get a 97% loan.
It'll drive down the closing costs, right?
Yeah, it does. It depends on the interest rate at the time that you get it. We talked about you get a pre-qualification letter. They'll tell you how much you have to come up with up front. The other factor in the process, they will give you a loan commitment letter. And in the loan commitment letter, when you're buying the home, you have to satisfy, they say, subject to AB 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, meaning you have to provide all your documentation, your income tax return, everything that they ask, you have to comply and submit that, because if you don't, that will hold up your loan. So you've got to make sure you pay attention to the documents that they give you. So once you do that, and the appraisal is in order, the bank will say, yes, oh, great, we can close, and they get an underwriter to review your documentations before they move forward. The problem is if the house does not appraise, let's say it's a $5,000 gap or a $10,000 gap, at that point you're going to have to renegotiate that price. And if there's an issue with that, we have to assist in the process of settling the difference between you and the seller.
And now it becomes the art of the deal.
Yes.
That's what I leave to you
about
guys.
negotiations.
Jason, it's always about the art of the deal.
Because
from start to finish.
If I was left to negotiate on my own, I'd be living on this couch, and that's why I rely on you guys.
Well, and it is and this is where a good realtor can really help you out, because the question is, as a first-time home buyer, someone who hasn't purchased before, are there actually programs out there that somebody in your position could utilize? And absolutely. For instance, rural development, maybe 5 years ago, it was such a popular loan program. And now the VA loan is more popular. But this is what these two loans have in common. They give you 100% financing on that home. And as somebody who qualifies for VA, you have to, there's requirements there. You have to have served in the military, right? And there's a timeline for that. But it's 100% loan. And yes, you can use it again. It's not just a one-time thing. Rural development, though, is really designed for that first-time home buyer who doesn't already own real estate. And then we talked about closing costs. What if you don't have
the closing costs?
The $25,000 or more?
The wonderful part with the rural development loan, they also afford you to a CAHOT, where there's a separate loan, interest-free, that you could get to cover your closing costs. So if you don't have that, there is that ability, subject to funding availability. So if you didn't have the monies, you can request for that. So you can add that. And there's that other funding. There's a limitation on the price of the home that they will assist you with the down payment.
And that's actually called the First-Time Home Buyer Grant.
Right. My sister and my brother-in-law in LA got the home of their dreams, and they really took advantage of that.
Yeah. So they do have a similar program here in Guam.
Okay, and now I'm wondering about something, because when I make my offer on the home, is it in any way, like with the statute that regulates, real estate on Guam, can I see what other offers being put in? Because say like if my wife says, okay, I really want that home, you do whatever it takes to get me that home, and happy life, happy wife, right?
That's right.
So if she really wants that home, this is my livelihood at stake right here, right? If I was like, okay, if I make an initial offer, somebody actually overbids me, somebody makes a better offer, can I then, is it almost like an,
Well, you
like an
could
auction style?
be competing.
Yeah.
So depending on the seller could send it back and tell each, let's say 3 buyers, send back a counter and says, we have 3 offers. We want you to give us your highest and best offer, or they could counter it and give you a specific price,
Right.
saying,
Okay.
you've offered 400, but we want 425, and then all of you would have to submit.
Because in many industries on Guam, like when you're bidding for like a service contract, like if you're one of the telecom companies and you want like your phone system installed at a new hotel, you give your very best bid, but you have no idea what everybody else is bidding, and that's the rule.
Yes, but bear in mind too, when you put in your offer, it's the terms and conditions. So if one is submitting an offer, no contingencies, and it's 425, and it's the highest one, but someone offered higher, but they're getting a loan. So the seller would have to look at which is the better offer, which is the less headache, which has the least contingency.
Okay.
So there are other factors.
So I could still
And-
call
and-
him up and
and-
appeal to his sense of sympathy and be like, dude, my wife really, really wants this home. What's it going to take?
Yeah, and your question is a valid one. Can I see what everyone else is offering? So our code of ethics says if the seller allows you to give out the prices, you can. And I find that that's very individualistic. So the way, for me personally, when I'm working with a seller, this is how I explain it to them. If you're making an offer on a piece of property, my goal is always that both parties are happy, both
That's
parties
right.
win, because there's no way to close a deal if everybody isn't winning. So I always explain that to the sellers.
Okay, speaking about close the deal, we got to close this segment. So thank you very much. We are going to do
There's
more deal
always
making.
so much to say.
We're going to do more deal making when we get back next week. So we'll see you then, and
Okay.
we will see
Fantastic.
you the next time we see you. So thank you for watching.